Okay, hello. Hi. Uh, um, yes, today we're talking about another mythological thing which is technically scientifically accurate and real. And today we're talking about, no, we mentioned in the previous episode, and I might have showed you in one of the sort of lighter videos or longer videos, sorry, well, both, whatever, it's one of the two, a picture of a hybrid animal, right, that appeared to me in a dream, right? And I didn't really go into too much detail about it, but this is all about that sort of premise and idea. And it's about animals called shirins or no, yeah, Qilins, Quillins, right? Qilins, Qilins, Kirins, Qilin, right? And chimeras, okay? Right, we've all heard of those. We're all very familiar with those things. Now, what these things are, right, are hybrid animals, ancient mythological creatures, hybrid animals from various different dynasties. You've got Chinese, they're in Chinese mythology, Greek mythology, and loads of other mythologies, right? And what they basically are is they're hybrid animals, right? They're like mixture of two or more different animals in one creature. So you could have like a lion and a goat, for example, and or like a pig and a bat was the one in my dream. It's like a pig and a bat. And it was flying through the air, and it was all silver and wispy, and sort of it was like I don't know. It was kind of flying at me, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And there was all these people there that I felt like I knew, but I didn't really know. And they're like, "Oh, it's called Scabbers, right?" And I was like, "That's quite strange." So when I woke up, I was like, "Scabbers, Scabbers." That's like from the Harry Potter film, isn't it? So I look it up, and I was like, maybe J.K. Rowling or whatever got it from something. Maybe it's like an actual mythological term. I think we've talked about this maybe in a little bit, or I've talked to this topic about to someone. But it turns out it means like you're sort of like you're subservient, or you're sort of like you're like a bitch sort of thing, I guess. Um, to like companies back when they used to do strikes and stuff, they used to hold picket strikes, and people would still go into work, and people would, oh, you're a scab, all this, that, and the other. So I don't know. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe it means you're sort of like you're a bit of a minion sort of thing, or something like that. But anyway, so this creature visits me in my dream, and funny enough, I research it. Apparently, it visits people in times of hardship when there's like something going on. And at the time, it was just when the Corona thing was released, sort of everything was getting locked down, and that was happening, and like there was some other stuff going on which wasn't too great. And but also I was researching about silver. Funnily enough, if we look into another, if you watch some of my other videos, you'll see that I've done a little bit of research on silver. And at the time, um, I was researching silver, and it came to my dream. And apparently, they eat and are attracted to silver, and they'd actually bring back silver and gemstones. So they'd go around the world, their mythical little world, appearing in places and disappearing. They'd eat up silver and gemstones, and they'd take them back to their masters. I thought, well, this was pretty amazing, blowing me away. And I thought it tied in a little bit with like the Chinese zodiac and stuff. Now, if you notice in the Chinese zodiac, and we've talked before on time, maybe not necessarily being linear, and actually there being some sort of pattern to it, and there being like a inwards outwards deal to it, potentially like the Chinese zodiac. If you know in the Chinese zodiac story, it's all these animals. There's I don't know how many there are, 12, I guess, maybe, or 8 or something like that. God knows. But they cross over this river, the river of time, to get to the other side, and each amount is how it's ordered, right? But what if, and because it's like a wheel and stuff, what if there's actually, before that there was another ring of animals which were like a simpler ring of animals? So because we've actually cultivated farm animals like cows, uh, goats, and all these other animals, right, pigs and stuff, to do certain things for us, yeah. What if they were actually pre um descendants, I guess, descendants of those animals which we've actually cultivated, which were closer to each other and more similar. And there was actually like maybe fewer animals or different animals when they were sort of linked together. And those animals were like another ring of the Chinese zodiac. So before we had those animals, we had a different ring, and closer we get to these original like creatures which potentially had different like they could do different things. And we all know animals are pretty like they can do pretty interesting stuff, and they've got minds of their own. They're not. We don't give them enough. Uh, 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 credit, I guess, because they're pretty interesting creatures, and obviously we're just pretty much exploiting them for their meat and stuff. But you know, they can be pretty powerful things, can't they? But anyway, so yeah, it makes me think. Yeah, what if there's like a whole nother world before we've curated and sort of captured these things and sort of reared them to be a bit like more manageable before that, and when things were a bit more like crazy and in tune with life. then maybe there was some more like mythological things to it, and maybe we did actually have supernatural powers which we've lost over time because we are trying to lose this sort of element of like tripping out basically, so we can actually have more of a handle on reality. So yeah, that sort of interests me, and I don't think history is as linear as we think. And yeah, we are in a basic world, but it's not necessarily the most progressed world. In fact, it could be a more simplified version of what times were before. So yeah, that's the Shirin, and specifically the one that visited me was like a pig, bat, dog thing. It was quite an interesting, nice character. It had a nice sort of guise to it, a nice spirit to it, if even. And yeah, it's quite interesting and uh, lovely almost. And I don't really know what else I can say from this, but we're going to lead on to some more videos. This week we're going to do a bit more videos on this sort of mythological sort of styly, and yeah, some other sort of stuff like prehistory, like what if there's other stuff in history that we've lost or forgotten about or not talked about for a specific reason, because we don't want to open up like Pandora's box, all of these strange like spooky happenings, and there potentially could be other layers to spiritual energy and stuff, and maybe don't know, who knows? We could explore that. And thank you. That's the Shirin and the Chimera style stuff. So look it up. It's very interesting, and there's no reason I don't. Well, we'll add as well, they are quite real, and they are real today, and people still do make them in science. They make pigs, hybrid human pig things in America, I think, to harvest. And before, especially insulin was real, they used to harvest all of the insulin from pigs, and now it's synthesized. But they're potentially looking into making pig human hybrids to harvest organs and stuff. There's a question whether any of that's ethical and all these sorts of things, and whether these animals actually do deserve human rights because technically they're part human and all these sorts of things. And yeah, these are all real, they're quite real things. So it's not that distant from like fable, I guess. Anyway, so that's the story, and I hope you've enjoyed this shorter segment. I'm trying to get more energy, and I'll try and do a bit more like the jump, I guess, or something to the videos and that. And hopefully they're not. I mean, the feel is nice, but I was realizing watching back some of my videos with somebody, I've got human friends with me. Um, uh, yeah, it was nice to have the sort of warmth and the sort of character and the sort of the charm, I guess, to this. But I don't know, if we want more energy, people, we could be seeing more energy in the future. So we'll we'll take a look. We'll take a look with me. And thank you. Nice one. Take care and enjoy the up and coming videos of this week. Thank you.